So I just got this comment on an Instagram post. It was one where I was wearing my new um, leather collar, the one that I guess I also posted about with the like medieval point, and it's really high up and supportive. And I ordered it in hopes that it might be almost as good as this guy, but look cool, and I could hopefully be able to do some singing videos in it. My friend has taken it to see if she can add a Velcro extension onto the back because it will be a nightmare to lace it and unlace it all the time, especially when I'm having to reach back there with my fingers as they are and yada yada. So that'll be exciting if she's able to do that. But anyway, so I took a picture of myself in it, like I went out for like a test walk with it because I've been making myself go for like walks around the block even without my cane. I'm trying to practice like core posture. It's important that I do that so that I don't lose all my core strength. So that's what I was doing. I was taking it for a test walk, and I had my other braces on, like in my right calf, which I've been having a problem with a muscle I injured. I think I might have torn like a muscle in my calf a few weeks ago, and my knee braces and stuff. And just what I do, like I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. My joints suck. They're riddled with like osteoarthritis and easy injuries. And you guys that follow me here know what Ehlers-Danlos is at this point, or if you don't, it's easy to look it up and see why I wear these bracing. And I don't always wear them. I have different types of braces for different, needs that I have, and that's how it is. I haven't gotten much of a chance to actually get full-on medical bracing. Problem with that bracing is it completely immobilizes you and you lose your muscular strength. So I actually try and do the flexible black stuff so that I can retain some of my own tissue strength, but hold in that bad joint so that it doesn't move around and further injure and dislocate and stuff like that. So that's one reason why I'm in these guys instead of the obvious medical stuff. And the other reason is that a lot of that medical stuff is very costly. It's expensive, and it's hard to get it covered. To get it, you only get it if you really, really need it. Like the doctors don't want to refer you to that, and unless you really need it, you don't want to jump to that. There's many reasons why I don't wear the obvious medical stuff. I like to retain my dignity too. Like I like to look cool. I like to rock it. I have to use bracing, but I like to, also make it fashionable. I love fashion. It's just fun for me. And anyway, I'm totally rambling here. I was really heated and I had to calm myself down because I'm still pissed off. The person was like, so you're constantly wearing all these weird like braces. You think you're some kind of Lara Croft character who's going out to hunt wolves. Obviously, you really need attention or something like that. It was really angering to me because it's like I have to wear the bracing either way. I really don't fancy wearing like this ugly beige like medical thing sling. If I can wear something that looks cool and like goes with my outfit, and I can kind of get the best out of life. And um, you know, on top of it, it's usually cheaper. I can order those things from eBay, and I have a few different types because it depends. Like some of them are really light, some of them are a bit heavier. It depends on how bad it is. I try and go as light as I can so I can retain my own strength. But I have valid medical reason for wearing these things. Ehlers-Danlos syndrome is serious business, so obviously this person was really, really ignorant and rude. I am trying to get the best out of my life. I'm trying to enjoy my life, and my life is very limited. And so I have to wear these things to be able to go out and to prevent injuries, to keep my energy more conserved, because it takes a lot of energy to hold yourself together and not injure when you have EDS. So I'm going to read the comments that I responded back. He deleted his original comment, which in a way pissed me off because I think he should have apologized to me instead of just deleting it like a coward. I'm sounding like a bit of a raging snowflake SJW right now, I suppose, but in a way, perhaps I am being as such because it did hit a personal nerve. It does. Like, I'm very much kind of a type A personality. I really would like to be doing more with my life than I'm able to be doing, and I'm doing all I can with my life now that I know what's going on for me and my body. I'm gonna read the comments, but I'm going to say bleep every time that I swore because, yeah, I did curse and a fair few times, and we can't curse on YouTube or we get in trouble. So I'm gonna bleep those out, and then I'm gonna reflect on the comment that I made after I read it. So after he wrote, which he of course deleted, the thing that I said, I'm seeing you constantly wear these. Sorry, my voice is weird today. It's actually not a good day for me. It's a pain day. Wrote something like, I'm seeing you all the time with this bracing you need to be wearing on your wrists and stuff and your neck, and seems like you really need to have attention. Blah blah blah, like I said. So I responded, excuse me, have you not been paying attention to or reading any of my posts? I have a serious genetic connective tissue condition called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Because of that bleep, I am dealing with life-threatening issues and a very strong possibility of a shortened lifespan. So I fight it in all the ways that I can, um, to do as much life as I can and spread awareness about the condition. It's a mutation that causes weakened collagen, which is your body's glue. As people with it get older, they get even worse and can develop serious, even deadly complications, both with their skeletal system and some of their organs and such. Collagen is everywhere in your body, and if it doesn't function correctly, all kinds of serious problems may happen. We need research and a cure of this thing. I have a problem called atlantoaxial instability, which is when your C1, C2 discs in your neck become unstable and can slide around. If one wants to do anything and go out and move around, they better be binding up their neck so that it doesn't move, which is what I do. I have been proposed a special type of surgery, which is dangerous and risky to do, and it's costly. I'm still waiting to learn about whether I can get a similar surgery where I live, or will I have to travel. As the thing gets worse, it can stop a person's ability to walk, and it can risk stroke if you're moving your neck at all. I am a fighter and an awareness seeker, not an attention seeker. For years, I was treated like complete bleep, by the medical system, and this is why things were left to get so bad and diagnosed too late. What the bleep? Do you actually read my posts? You don't know my story and the bleep I've survived. I should be dead many times over. Why don't you educate yourself before throwing out ignorant accusations? I am amazed that after all this bleeping time, after all the information I've posted, you would still accuse me of this bleep bleep. Ooh. And then I added, if I had my way, I'd be in a bleeping bionic suit. How would you like to have such bleepy, fragile tissues that dislocate, break, crack, rip, tear on a daily basis? Fun. I have to take daily pain meds to be able to think straight. Then I have to try not to injure as much as possible and ignore the rest because I can't live miserable. I love life because my balance with it is so fragile. A person with EDS could have a sudden death any day, and that there's always that chance of a vein rupture of some kind, like aortic dissection or whatever. Very unusual with my type, but possible. Or a stroke from the neck or spinal cord. This bleep is no less serious than cancer, especially for those like me who are more severely affected. And I was diagnosed by my geneticist as that. When you live in unbelievable pain and have limited energy, everything you do is bleeping special. This is not attention seeking, it's grabbing back onto life in any way that I can while spreading awareness. Then he deleted his comment, and I was still really mad. Like, I know that it's not good, but you have to put yourself in my shoes. Like, I'm trying not to get emotional or anything, but after everything that I've been through with this, like, I've been through unbelievable hell and trauma, not being diagnosed with this thing for years, and now I'm finally, like, coming into myself with this and with my autism, like, things that I suffered with as a child, being totally bullied, made fun of, dehumanized, and yeah, so anyway, you put yourself in my shoes. So now you think you can just delete your disgusting comment before I get a chance to screenshot it and call you out publicly for your ignorance and cruelty. Insulting a person whose life is being taken from them, and they're trying so hard to live and make an impact after years of abuse and ignoring a genetic medical disorder which caused things to get so bad. Rudely and crudely making a pathology out of celebrating my survival in spite of that awful trauma and trying to thrive anyway in the face of bleepy tragedy. Bleepy. Here we go again. Well, bleep you. How about an actual apology, you coward? So yeah, I was pissed off. And I try I try not to do that, but then I remember when people say stuff like this after what you've gone through, it does set something off in you. It hits that sore nerve, that hurt, and you get triggered because it's like, how dare you? It's like, how dare you? You have no idea what I'm dealing with on a daily basis. You have no idea how much agony I'm in over my life limits and how frustrating and painful it's been for me and how this is really all I have because I can't do life in the way that I really would like to. So I'm trying to make sense of it all and give it purpose. And in it in a way, like if I'm seeking attention for the sake of awareness, it's not purposeless attention. And then the other type of attention is that the fact that I'm a music artist and I wanted to model and I wanted to act and do all that. I'm doing it. And now I'm just like mixing it, which is what I'm calling artivism. So there's a bit of that art, aspect in there, and there's the activism piece, and it's artivism. That's what I do. And people are gonna pathologize that. People who aren't in my shoes, who don't know that this is what I live for. Like this is my diversion from feeling hopeless and feeling like my life just went down the tube. That you know I can't let my life be meaningless. I can't just I couldn't let myself stay broken and be, spiritually broken and depleted. And I was at one point, a couple years ago, especially at my rock bottom with that. And, I had to get up and say, "Okay, this is the reality of the situation. And this is what I'm going to do about it." I take it day by day and week by week. I do have big dreams. I just posted an article written by this other lady with EDS that she says, I still hold out hope for that one day. One day maybe I will reach that star, in spite of these barriers. And I'm still dreaming that maybe if I could get to the right medical treatment, if I could get my neurosurgery and I, successfully am able to heal well from that and go through some rehabilitation, maybe I could still, do some music touring. It would be really cool if, if I do I've kind of already made the bionic stuff, the neck collars and the bracing. That's why I wear the black shadow crown. I make that part of my image, and it's gonna have to be because if I'm gonna go on stage and perform music and dance, I definitely will want to be, wearing that bracing and the bionic suit. So better make it look cool. It's not gonna be very sexy to have like these beige medical braces all over me and whatnot. I keep saying beige because clearly I don't like that color, at least not for a brace. So, I mean, I'm doing what I can do. I'm doing the best that I can do with my situation and my hope for the future. I like fashion. I still want to feel sexy even in spite of this illness. That sure gives me a run for my money. Um, Feeling sexy when your body like falls apart. Awesome. But I want to I want to make lemonade out of lemons, and that's what I'm doing. So to knock that and to insult me, it's really rude and it's ignorant. Right? So yeah, I did get pissed off. I had to bring myself down from that place. And I'm still, I'm still pissed off, but um perhaps I shouldn't have sworn that much. Perhaps the last comment was getting into a crossing the line, calling you up publicly for shaming. I mean, I see that kind of stuff happen all the time. Somebody makes a comment, and then a giant mob of SJW people get mad at them. Sometimes that is totally justified or at least somewhat understandable. The person made a rude comment, they should be called out. Sometimes I see that tactic misused. The person made a comment that was sounded rude, but it was misunderstood. So that kind of scenario can go wrong sometimes, but I understand where it comes from, and I was feeling that way myself, in that moment. So instead, I decided that I'll make a video about this, which I'm doing.